Coming up on Fulton Today, unexpected vacancies on the Board of Commissioners has election officials planning for a special election.
A decision has been made regarding the date for the District 4 Commission seat. I'm Priscilla Ortega, and I'll have more on that story coming up.
There is only one verdict, and that is the verdict of guilty.
And a career in the legal field could be in the future of some local students. That and more starts right now on Fulton Today. Welcome to Fulton Today, everybody. I'm Shania Chavis-Rucker. Fulton voters will head to the polls to elect one and maybe two Fulton commissioners in a special election. Now, Fulton County Registration and Election Board members have decided on the date for one commission seat, but the other hangs in the balance. FGTV's Priscilla Ortega joins us now to explain.
Shania, Fulton County voters just had an election for the even-numbered commission districts last November. Now, the next election for the odd-numbered commission districts is slated for November of 2018. But with one seat vacant and another possibly open, voters must go to the polls once again.
All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, the ayes have it.
During the Board of Registration and Elections regular May meeting, the November election was not on the agenda because the board had already decided in late April to place the District 4 race on the ballot. The seat was left vacant following the April 18th passing of District 4 Commissioner Joan Garner.
The main reasons that we called the election for November 7th include cost for holding a special election and also to have it along with another big election so that turnout will be better.
What could also be added is the county's only at-large commission seat.
We got some unknowns until we get through the really kind of the obstacle thing is really kind of the big one is the August qualifications for mayor of the city of Atlanta, right? And what that may trigger downstream.
Qualifying for the mayor of Atlanta race is in August. That's when Fulton County will know who will be on the ballot for that November race. The other race that may have to be added possibly in November or thereafter is the Senate District 39 seat, whose incumbent could also qualify in the Atlanta mayor race. These elections come after the Senate District 32nd runoff and the upcoming Congressional District 6 runoff on June 20th. So the bottom line is what happens in the City of Atlanta mayor's race could impact the Fulton County race and Fulton County budget. But the one thing that is clear so far is that the District 4 Commission race will be on the November ballot. Reporting from downtown Atlanta, I'm Priscilla Ortega for FGTV.
Thank you, Priscilla. Meanwhile, the 2017 class of Fulton County Citizens University meets the top executive in charge. Along with giving an overview of the county, Mr. Dick Anderson, the county manager, explained to the students his day-to-day responsibilities, the county's strategic priorities, and his renewed interest in customer service. He even spoke on topics such as the criminal justice system and ways to be innovative.
I learned about the criminal justice system and how their plan is to redesign it. So I'm very happy that they're looking at redesigning that whole system, to help those that are arrested wrongly.
The county manager's presentation was about innovation and thinking of different ways to approach old habits, so to speak.
Next, the students will learn the priority area of all people are self-sufficient by taking a trip to the Housing and Community Development and Aging and Youth departments. After months of intensive treatment, supervision, and monitoring, a group of citizens take a major step toward sobriety.
Remember, nothing worthwhile is easy, and that includes making the most out of your future.
Family and friends gathered into Fulton's Assembly Hall to watch these 5 men graduate from Superior Court's Adult Treatment Court. The Accountability Court program lasts 18 to 24 months and is designed to give defendants with mental health and drug addictions a chance to get clean with support as long as they stay in the program.
Drug court is an important factor in terms of as a diversion program for those who have mental health and drug addictions. We really have to look at drug abuse or drug addiction as a disease, and we have to be able to sustain programs such as accountability court to get folks diverted from jail who need help, and we are here to help.
And for many of the graduates, it's the beginning of a new life.
It helped me being independent and taking life as it is with me. I'm an older person. I'm not a youngster, and I can't do what I used to do. And it's a wake-up call for me.
I didn't finish high school. I got my GED, but I went to Everest. I didn't finish that. You know, I had this issue with never finishing anything, and here I am today. I graduated.
As an added bonus, drug court staff select one graduate who best exemplifies what the program represents.
When we graduate the now alumni, we single one out selected by the staff of drug court for particular focus. Individual who we think most emblemizes the success that drug court can bring and presents an opportunity to give back to drug court.
One final note, it costs $750 to participate in adult treatment court versus the $80 a day to house someone in the Fulton County Jail. As a part of its Law Week annual observance, Superior Court explains to residents what it means to be an American. With this year's theme, the 14th Amendment, Transforming American Democracy, 200 Fulton County 6th, 7th, and 8th graders were educated about the historic significance of the 14th Amendment. The amendment is 150 years old this year. Superior Court also acknowledges the need to better help those with mental health issues. Its recent sequential intercept mapping workshop brought together business, nonprofit, and faith-based leaders to develop a map that illustrates how those with mental illness come into contact with flow through the criminal justice system. It also shows how these defendants impact local communities once released without getting help.
This workshop is so important because what we realize is that a lot of people are doing a lot of good work for folks who have mental health issues in our courts. The problem is we don't all communicate. So this is an opportunity for us to document really from the point of arrest to disposition, what happens to people who are in the system and why we need to help them and how we need to help them.
The mental health issue is so important because I have come to learn in my 20+ years on the bench that most of the people who are in our court system, they either have mental health issues, drug, alcohol, and many times a combination of both. And if we do not do anything to treat the symptoms, we're going to continue to have the revolving door.
Now that both sides have met, the next step is to take a look at what the map is showing and identify where the gaps in services have been located, and then, of course, fix them. And another Law Week news, a program of the Fulton County District Attorney's Office turned some youngsters into prosecutors, judges, defense attorneys, and even defendants. FGTV's Felicia Church explains.
Was anything found on the defendant?
Yes, a small pocket knife.
Throughout various courtrooms in the Lewis-Slaton Courthouse, students from area elementary schools argued the case of the state versus James Sturgis as part of the District Attorney's Office 24th Annual Legal Lives Mock Trial Competition.
The whole truth and nothing but the truth. I affirm.
It's the culmination of a 15-week instructional program led by volunteer prosecutors who teach 5th graders lessons on civics and criminal law.
Do you know why your son was arrested?
Yes, he was accused of committing a robbery, but he couldn't have done it. He was with me.
Taking on the roles of attorneys, victims, witnesses, jurors, and judges, the students argued whether or not James Sturgis robbed Mrs. Jane Brown in the elevator of the building where she lives.
I saw he had a knife in his hand. He demanded my pocketbook. I held on to it.
After the verdicts were revealed, everyone gathered in Assembly Hall for an awards ceremony hosted by District Attorney Paul Howard, who feels this program helps students in and out of the classroom.
That's what we try to do is to inspire our students to participate. And once you participate, that gives you the opportunity to excel. And if you can excel here, we believe the students can excel in life, and that's really important to the DA's office.
As for the students, it's a real-life experience that taught them a valuable lesson.
You can do anything that you hope and believe in.
The winner is Cleveland Avenue.
Cleveland Elementary and Stonewall Tell Elementary School took the top honors. Teachers say this is something their students look forward to every year. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Felicia Church.
Love that program. Thank you very much. And still to come on Fulton Today, residents give their commissioners an earful on what they'd like to see in their community. Details are next in our district by district coverage. Fulton says farewell to the heart of the commission, and history takes place at one of Fulton's most prestigious universities. Here's this week's district by district coverage. We begin with Fulton County Chairman John Eves, who took part in a historic event at the Clark Atlanta University. The at-large commissioner spoke to a special group of former presidents of the institution. The leadership asked the chairman to speak on the importance of community engagement.
Well, first of all, I offer them congratulations on 5 young men who are leaders of their respective classes at Clark Atlanta University, first time ever, and just wanted to congratulate them, but also offer them words of wisdom because I felt that in many respects they were sort of like I was many years ago when I was a student at Morehouse College.
Clark Atlanta University is a private, historically black university. In 1988, the school was consolidated with the Atlanta University. It is the nation's first 4-year liberal arts institution to serve a predominantly African-American undergraduate student population. The Fulton County family and the Atlanta Fulton community says farewell to Vice Chair Joan P. Garner. Hundreds of people attended the memorial service for the late District 4 Commissioner at Ebenezer Baptist Church. Close friends, colleagues, and community members all paid tribute to the elected official known as the heart of the Fulton County Commission.
Joan was a living testimony of that special individual who leads by example. Her commitment and drive to make positive impacts leaves a legacy for us. Shame on us if we let her legacy pass and become a faint memory.
Joan's caring and humanity reached beyond the neighborhood. So when she was asked to consider running for Nancy Boxall's Fulton County Commission seat, once again, she said yes. And once again, we were so glad she did.
Vice Chair Garner passed away last month. During her last board meeting, her fellow commissioners honored her for the work she had done on behalf of the people of Fulton County. Meanwhile, in District 5, Commissioner Marvin Arrington Jr. hears from his constituents during his ongoing series of community meetings. The District Dialogues Forums at the Bowden Senior Center gave citizens a chance to hear from county leaders about a myriad of issues.
We want to come to the people, come to the Bowden Center participants to hear directly from their mouths what their needs are, what their concerns are, and how we best can address those needs and concerns.
It's always important when the commission can come out and then they can give you an idea as to what's going on in the city. I think we heard from East Point Police Department, we heard from Code Enforcement, and so it was really, I think, a good meeting.
The District Dialogue Series will continue next quarter. To see the calendar for the town hall meetings, you can visit the District 5 office website. And finally, District 6 Commissioner Emma I. Darnell extends Mother's Day wishes to the women of the Harriet G. Darnell Senior Multipurpose Facility, the center that bears the name of her own mother. In honor of the special day, members and their guests enjoyed the Mother's Day luncheon and hat show at the facility.
As I tell people, Mother gave you something that nobody else could give you, and that's life. I've been coming over here three weeks. I'm new, and I love it because the people are so friendly, and I love this place.
It's very important to honor our mothers because she was our first love and our first teacher, And she's the one that really makes life interesting, exciting, and teaches all that we need to know.
Mother's Day is celebrated on various days in many parts of the world, most commonly in the months of March or May. And coming up, what else MARTA is offering its riders? Stay with us. The Fulton County Board of Health and Wellness is officially under state control. The new board members were sworn in during the inaugural meeting held at the new facility, 10 Park Place. FGTV's Lynn Vaughn has the story.
As a member of the Board of Health.
As a member of the Board of Health.
Raising their right hand, several new members of the Fulton County Board of Health took their oaths of office. The new board was created as a result of state legislation passed last year. House Bill 885 required the Fulton County Department of Health and Wellness to move into a new organizational structure to become the Fulton County Board of Health. Several county leaders were on hand to witness the inaugural meeting.
From a functionality standpoint, it's not necessarily going to change anything that we do in Fulton County in terms of health, but it will link us more closely with the state.
New board members include representatives from the Grady Health Foundation, Atlanta City Council, Fulton County School System, as well as the Fulton County Board of Commissioners, with Chairman John Eves serving. The board says this change will allow residents to be better served.
For the most part, everything will be seamless for the residents. They still will go to our health clinics throughout the county. They still will see our employees who will interact with them, whether they're healthcare practitioners or administrative folks. So for the most part, everything will be the same.
And in transferring the health functions from the county to the new Board of Health, it made sense to leave the employees with the county and then have an agreement with the county to provide for a smooth transition.
During the inaugural meeting at the county's newest public health facility at 10 Park Place in downtown Atlanta, the group revealed the new logo, adopted bylaws, elected officers to various positions, and also appointed Dr. Kathleen Toomey as District Health Director.
This reflects literally hours and hours, months of work and thinking to think about how we can make this transition seamless to the public, seamless to staff, but to improve the efficacy of the public health system.
The new board plans to meet before the end of July and then move toward a quarterly schedule. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Lynn Vaughn.
While the metro area's transit system is known to offer people rides, it is now offering people something different.
1, 2, 3. Woo!
Officials with the Metropolitan Atlanta Rapid Transit Authority, also known as MARTA, celebrated the kickoff to the second season of Fresh MARTA Markets. The markets create easy access to fresh produce, juices, breads, and other healthy options.
Atlanta has a decent amount of farmers markets, but some of them are not very accessible to sometimes people in lower income communities or places where transit is not as easily found. So by doing the markets, we're kind of bringing the markets to the people.
The CEO of MARTA says because of the popularity this year, they had to make some changes.
We've sold thousands of pounds of food. In fact, almost every week we're finding ourselves completely selling out. So this year we've actually increased the number of vendors who are participating with us to meet all that demand.
Residents can use cash, credit card, or EBT at the market stations. By the end of the month, all 4 locations will be open at the 5 Point Station, College Park, Northeast Holmes, and right here at the West End Station. The markets are open 1 day a week until December. Fitness instructors prove to seniors that you can exercise no matter what your age. Various instructors led a number of workout classes for Fitness Day at the HJC Bowden Senior Multi-Purpose Facility. Residents took part in Pilates, Zumba, Wii bowling, dance, and men had their own fitness class as well. Everyone was encouraged to participate.
The idea is to show the seniors that they can do fitness in a fun way. It doesn't have to always be strenuous. They don't always have to lift weights. They don't always have to push that water in the pool. They have a variety to choose from.
Fitness Day was in honor of Older Americans Month. This year's theme, Age Out Loud, encourages older adults to live their lives with boldness and passion. For more information about other Older Americans Month events, call the Star Line 404-613-6000. And when Fulton Today returns, why your feedback will prove to make better libraries. Stay with us. Library officials want your feedback as they head into the next phase of the library building project. The survey for this year's Atlanta Fulton Public Library System is shorter than last year's questionnaire. Library patrons will only need about 2 minutes to complete the survey.
We want to know what the best way is to tell you all about all our great programs and services, whether that be via email, text, social media. We just want to hear from our patrons about how they're learning about the library. We also want to know which services really mean the most to them.
The survey will help library officials as they head into phase 2 of the library building program, which focuses on the renovation of certain branches. The first phase included the building of new libraries. Construction is expected to start in the fall and should be completed by 2020. The Central Library in downtown Atlanta will be the last library to be renovated. To take the survey, go to afpls.org. And finally, a new exhibit at the South Fulton Arts Center is showing something unique about the artist. The Vibrate Higher exhibit is part of the Next Level Art Show series. The curator, Ralph Wren Dillard, says a person's vibration is a reflection of their inner thoughts and feelings. The South Fulton Arts Center manager says 5 local artists helped contribute their pieces to this collection.
The most important thing we wanted to convey here at South Fulton is a platform. There are a lot of visual artists who are great, who are talented, and really don't have nowhere to showcase their work. And so our role here at South Fulton is to make sure that we can bring high quality artwork like this to the community of South Fulton.
The exhibit features artwork on music, pop culture, and politics. Vibrate Higher will be on display until the end of the month at the South Fulton Arts Center. You can learn more by visiting fultonarts.org. And before we go, our reminder that we'd like to connect with you online. Check us out anytime on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and our YouTube channel. Well, that does it for this edition of Fulton Today. Thank you so much for watching. Join us each week for news around and about Fulton County.